This is as great of an album as you can possibly get. Now there's interesting stories behind this though, because Klaus, who's the singer, was having some vocal problems.
Right. Is that when Dokken came in?
Dokken came in.
Kind of laid down
the one that did all the original
vocal
stuff
tracks,
for this. And I don't know that they were sure if Klaus was going to come back. But Don, that was one of Don's claims to fame was that he was the original singer on this album, which was still, in my opinion, the best thing the Scorpions ever did was this album. They've never...
Strong.
So I actually saw them on this tour at Balch Field House in Boulder, Colorado. You know who opened up? Quiet Riot.
Ooh.
With Kevin
DeBrow.
Original, with not original Randy Rose, original with Carlos Cavaza. Is that his name? And
was it?
Anyway,
what did I say? Randy DeBrow?
Kevin DeBrow.
Yeah,
he was the singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rudy Sarzo playing his bass. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, the whole thing. But anyway, they opened up for the Scorpions, and they were so spectacularly fantastic as a band. And it was right before Love at First Sting came out. So they actually, as I recall, played Rock You Like a Hurricane in the concert. But it was still the Blackout tour. And man, and I actually in junior high art class painted this.
Oh.
I was so into this.
How'd it come out?
It was actually
painting?
A little bit better.
Because think about the album cover. It's pretty. We talk about menacing and things like this is just like, what is going on here? Because first of all, he's got the forks in his eyes, and to me, it does look. Is this Rudolf Schenker?
Well, see, I thought it was, but I don't know that it is.
I don't know. But then he's got the bandages on his head. So what does that imply?
What
is he in
this?
In a mental institution?
And they did the video for Someone Like You, and I think Rudolf Schenker came out with all with the stuff on, and it looked silly, but this artwork is so cool.
It's cool. And you got the broken glass. So is he screaming because he broke the glass, or somebody pushed him through the glass?
At the end of the song Blackout, you hear the shattering and the screaming,
right?
Which is, we're guessing, this.
All right, maybe.
So,
but it's pretty cool.
What a great image! Who would have even thought of this image right here with this guy screaming and
glass breaking, bandages on your head, the stash.
And
that's why I think it's Rudolf Schenker's
stash. But I remember reading something somewhere that this was based on somebody else, but it looks like Rudolf Schenker. So I don't know.
It does look. There's not many rockers with stashes.
With the stash like that.
Not especially. Like that. Right?
Yeah. So and when you get into this album, the songs, man, you can't, it's hard to beat them. They're just good. Yeah. So front to back.
I got in. So I didn't know anything about Scorpions, and my family had somebody stay with us, Larry Lears, who I think you met because he lived out in Orem. That's the person that we worked with Ron and back in the day.
Oh,
so he like roomed with me as my family like put him up as he was like coming back to New York, hanging out. And he worked for my dad for a while because him and my dad kind of hit it off. And he ends up moving to like New Jersey or something, and he leaves Blackout and like Whitney Houston's debut album. Can't get more crazy. Whitney's Houston. I'm like, that wasn't my bag of things right there. Oh, and Shaka Khan. I'm like, so this one obviously is the one that I gravitated towards, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. I remember playing it, and I'm like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. And then I ended up getting, it just kind of like so intense, and plus it had the really crazy 2 guitars, and No One Like You's on here, right?
Yeah. There's no one like you.
Dynamite.
I can't wait for the night. Dynamite.
Right. Arizona. I love that song.
Arizona really was a gas. That was a great tune.
That's a great song. So many great songs.
China White. The song Blackout.
China White's the one with the bass. Boom.
Yeah,
boom,
it's a total plotting tune.
Boom.
It will return. It make no sense.
It's just.
And then. One, 2, 1. Can't Live Without You.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Can't live.
I mean,
without you.
what did we just name 6 songs off this thing
Yeah.
that are just intense and awesome
They're
in their
great
own right?
songs. Every one of them is just spectacular. So you got this great. Yeah, we actually we can look at the track list here in just a second. But then there's the back, which is kind of a continuation from the front. And then let's look at the track list. So you've got Blackout. Blackout, I really had a blackout, which is just a killer tune.
And fast.
Fast. Oh my, yes, it was a great
Yeah,
song.
it's just, again.
Can't Live Without You, No One Like You. You Give Me All I Need. You give me all I need. Great song.
That's the one that's got the.
Now. Isn't that how that one goes?
Yeah, yes. That's like
Dynamite was great. We already talked about one. Arizona was great. China White, and then When the Smoke Is Going. When the smoke is going down.
Yeah.
I think that's how that
Klaus
one goes.
Main sings awesome on that.
God,
because it's
so
slower, you know.
Yeah, let's see here. So I want to see if they mention.
Because this is early 80s. I want to say.
Yeah, this is 82.
84?
82.
Yeah, 82. Huh.
Did they mention? What I'm trying to remember is if they actually mentioned Don Dokken in the special thanks, because I swear his name was somewhere. They did some
Like
sort of
special.
a thank you, but I don't. Management. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you probably can't read it in the thing up there, but it says Don Dokken right there.
Thanks for laying down the vocal tracks, just in case Klaus.
Special thanks. It has all this list, and then it goes to Don Dokken as one of the special thanks. And man, so here's something interesting about this album, though, that I thought a lot about. This album is a study on how the electric guitar can take a song that's here and put it here. Now, what I mean by that is if you listen to, for example, what was the one we just said? Can't Live Without You. Through this whole song, Matthias Jabs, I don't know how you say his name, but he's the lead guitarist,
Right.
is riffing. So in other words, Klaus sings, and then Matthias just plays a little solo. Mm-hmm. And then, then they sing, but he's constantly putting licks in everywhere. It's as if the producer said, "Hey, play something right there." Instead of just having the one guitar solo in the one part of the song,
just playing along. But I think it's
just riff through the whole tune, and this riffing just gave it all this extra energy while he's playing. And that's one of the great things about this album in particular, is that Matthias is just constantly
he's
riffing.
on fire.
He's a great guitar player too.
And I think, I'm gonna look at the tracks because I can't think of them off the top of my head. I mean, give me all I need, right? Give me all I need.
Give me all I need.
Yeah, but that's got like that weird, it's got like 2 different rhythm guitars that play like opposite of each other. Because it goes dun 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 dun, and it's like the guitars switch. So if you later on, as I got headphones and stuff, you start listening to it into the stereo stuff, and I'm just like, whoa. Because Scorpions with the two guitar attack, that's something that I started late. This kind of opened up a whole new thing, It's not like Kiss didn't have that, it's a fallback reference, but not like that. You had rhythm guitar and a solo and,
No,
whatever.
because when you listen to No One Like You, instantly you have these 2 guitars doing these harmonies. But it's not just one guitar. There's a harmony going on with that on another guitar at the same time. So, and this was 82. That was before it was really in vogue to do that, because that became very popular throughout the 80s. You'd have these dual guitarists that are playing these, these solos.
You'd have that. I think,
there'd been other people before then.
Yeah, Thin Lizzy comes to mind.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a really good point.
That's another band that's grew on me over the years. Obviously, I was not, there, but yeah, we can talk Thin Lizzy. But that's, talk about harmony guitars and stuff. But yeah, this is totally the first thing that for me that was just like, whoa. But this is a great, again, you talk about road tripping, you throw this on, and you're just rocking. And check that out, man.
So I had a poster of this image in color, but this is what it was a little bit like when you saw them in concert, because they were Klaus was just everywhere, and he had this, which was kind of funny because he was also balding all the time. I got people calling me in the middle of the show.
Yeah, what are they doing?
Sorry, I should have turned the phone off.
What are you doing calling, man?
So, don't people know?
Come on.
So
we're recording this.
Klaus was bald. Matter of fact, I think actually
because he ended up wearing like a hat.
He was these days. He put on a hat, and then actually, Rudolph ended up being Matthias ended up being bald.
Dude,
and all of them did.
These guys aren't young.
Well, no, but I mean they were losing their hair back then, and so Klaus, but he always did. He had that kind of long hair, but then he was so thin up top. But man, the guy was so on fire on stage. He was just spectacular. Rudolf Schenker was just such a showman, and so this right here, this was what it was like. They were all over the place. It was just a rock and roll show,
and they're tight.
You felt it, and they were hot. Man, they were so good. Herman Rarebell, the drummer, even him, he became kind of he did a solo album, put it with the song Wipeout. Remember, he had a video for that. So Francis Buchholz was the bass player.
And he just quit recently, I think.
I don't know.
But I mean, talk about bands that are still, because they just did they did something like I want to say the Scorpions. This was my introduction to the Scorpions, but they have since put out, like you said, Love at First Sting.
Which had
the one with the whistling.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done Love Drive, not Love Drive. Love Drive was before this.
Yeah. Those two albums before this one. So it was Love Drive, and then I can't remember the album right before this one. It's the one where the girl's kneeling on the ground. There's the dog.
We've talked about that.
Oh my gosh, why can't I think of the name of the album? The Animal Magnetism.
Animal Magnetism.
Yeah, that was right before this one.
Yeah, so we brought that up.
It had the zoo on it. The song The
that's
Zoo.
A great song.
Oh, it's good too.
And it's great live. When they had Worldwide Live somewhere in between, which was a double live album.
Yeah, they did.
Dude, I think they toured on that thing for like 5 years. They toured forever. And being a German band, they were obviously huge in Europe. They played Russia, Moscow. I mean, they're one of these bands that they could tour all over because they were just huge all over. Not that American bands didn't have that, but these guys have been.
No, they definitely had a worldwide appeal. So Rudolf Schenker, I kind of forgot about this, but he wrote a lot of these tunes. I'm just looking at it. He was writing all this stuff. And, his brother was in the band early on, too.
Yeah, Michael.
Michael Schenker was in the band. And then they just had kind of a typical...
they were on Mercury, which was... I never understood the Mercury label with the buildings. Well, what's up with that?
I don't know.
So Mercury execs can chime in, be like, this is what we mean by when we have
pictures of buildings.
Yeah, tell me what that even comes out. But 1982, we said?
1982. And I saw them in 83. So in Boulder, Colorado, with, I want to say I'm not for sure, but I think I might have been there with Kurt and Troy.
Kurt and Troy, the Bartlett brothers?
Yeah. I'm not 100% positive because I know I went with one of the Taylor. You didn't know the Taylors, but I think we drove up in his Camaro or something and to Boulder to see the Scorpions. And
I didn't have.
I was a kid. Once again, 83. How old was I? So once again, I'm going to these concerts. I'm 14. I'm a kid going to this stuff, and I had all these older teenage guys drive me around, taking because they were being very nice to me.
But that's the benefit of having older friends.
Hatfield wants to go to a concert again, and he's exactly. So
and they I know the Bartlett brothers love this stuff, and so
so they were very kind to us.
Yeah, we'll bring this. You likes rocking
little
out.
punk kids along with us. Yeah, I guess they were only 2 or 3 years older.
Yeah, but still, now 17, you're driving
light years.
Yeah,
we
got as a teenager,
and car and jobs, and then I'm a 14-year-old kid that's.
Hey, Mom, exactly. I'm going to the show. Right.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, they're cool guys, and they obviously in safe hands. So Mom's like, okay, how much trouble can you get into? Just going to the show. I didn't have that. I ended up. Can't remember. I think Lick It Up tour, I think, is one of my first shows.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I saw them on that tour. I still have a T-shirt from that. It was in Vandenberg opened up.
Adrian Vandenberg.
Adrian Vandenberg.
I can't remember who opened up. Oh, Accept.
Accept.
Yeah. balls to the wall.
Udo Dirkschneider.
Yeah. I can't even believe I remember that. But
and Wolf Hoffman was the guitarist. Man, I don't remember anybody else in the band. They were so, I loved.
I just know Udo. But
I loved Accept just because they were so. What is this? That short little German guy with that voice.
Dude, what's up?
And he was he was like this wall.
Yeah.
And he had that humongous whatever that was voice.
Yeah. No, it's
anyway. Speaking of German bands.
Yeah, German bands, right? Accept is another one. But
cool.
This is a great album. If you want to get your introduction to Scorpions, this is where I'd start right here.
That's the one. This is the album.
10 tracks of straight
just
up rock.
Non-stop great stuff. Produced well, played well, tight as heck.
And sounds as good today as in 1982.
It stands up, man. It totally stands up. It's so spectacular. Thanks for watching this clip from our show. Please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you enjoyed this video, I bet you know somebody else who would enjoy it too, so share it with them. Go to our channel right now where you can watch full-length episodes, and thanks for stopping by.